Hello, my name's Tony Silver. I'm the Director of White House Mortgages. This is my first time buyer's guide to getting prepared for your first mortgage. Now, mortgages are based on status, but what does that mean? You'll need to prove your identity, your income, your creditworthiness, and prove your deposit. So let's take each of these points one at a time. Identity. Make sure you're on the voters roll. This really improves your credit score. You need to provide an up-to-date passport. If you're not a UK passport holder, you'll need to provide a copy of your visa or your permanent right to reside. If you don't qualify for UK mortgage because you don't have sufficient visa, I still may be able to help you get an offshore or international mortgage. You'll also need to prove your address in the last 3 to 5 years, depending on the lender's requirements. This can be done either by bank statements or utility bills, but not mobile phone bills. And being on the voters roll again helps with this. Now, with income, you need to provide 3 months pay slips if you're employed, or 3 years full accounts and or SA 302s and tax calculations. And that's if you're self-employed or if you own more than 20% of the company. Some lenders will accept as little as 1 year's for full accounts and or SA 302s and tax calculations. First time buyers, well, we can get you up to 6.5 times joint income. However, this is subject to affordability, taking into account any existing loans, credit cards and other regular commitments. Creditworthiness. Now, this is where first time buyers often fall down. I highly recommend that you run a copy of your credit report at the start of the process. Now, I favour reports from Check My File, as this is a multi-credit agency report, as lenders use different credit agencies to base their decisions. I don't like surprises, so knowing if there are any CCJ's defaults or missed payments is essential when trying to get a mortgage. If you have any of the above adverse credit, you must pay them off before applying for a mortgage. Make sure you get a certificate of satisfaction from the county court for CCJs, and even minor defaults to utility companies or mobile phone companies can stop you from getting a mortgage. So if you do have adverse credit, it may be possible to get you a mortgage with a specialist lender, but please don't think that if you don't declare it, the lender won't find out, as they will. Lenders share credit information, so any indiscretions will be seen. Be open with your mortgage broker, and if they're experienced as myself, help is available. Don't just focus on your credit score, focus on your credit report, even though these aren't free. Now, with a deposit, you need to prove your deposit and the source of funds. You can generally do this with bank statements. Now, it is possible to accept a helping hand from a close relative using a deed of gift. So they can give you the deposit or even help you with the deposit. An experienced broker like myself will be able to help you with this as well. The bigger the deposit, the lower their interest rate. A few lenders offer 95% mortgages. However, lower rates are available at 85%, and the lowest rates are at 60% loan to value. Please take professional advice on which product to choose. Now, I always compare the cost over the first 5 years of mortgage. So even though a 2 or a 3 year fixed rate may appear to be cheaper than a 5 year fixed rate, over a 5 year period, that might not be the case. A lot also depends on how long you expect to stay in this property. These are just some of the considerations an experienced mortgage broker takes into account when recommending a particular lender or product. Not all brokers are the same, and the cheapest is not necessarily the best. What you need is experience and value for money. Please check out my reviews on Vouched For and see what my clients think of my services. Thank you for listening, and hopefully this helps you.